Students today can't focus anymore. In public discourse, social media, especially short-form platforms, is often framed as the primary cause of declining attention. The logic appears simple. Short-form media fragments attention. Fragmented attention harms learning. This narrative feels convincing because we can see students scrolling. But this explanation rests on a powerful assumption. Platforms run on algorithms. Algorithms use variable rewards. Every swipe? Unpredictable. That unpredictability triggers dopamine. Dopamine reinforces behavior. Over time, we switch attention faster. So yes, there's a mechanism. But is it the main cause? Or just one piece of the puzzle? The dominant narrative assumes a single cause model. If students struggle to focus, social media must be responsible. This model is reductionist. It simplifies a complex cognitive and educational issue into one technological factor. It shifts responsibility outward toward platforms rather than examining systemic conditions. Attention is controlled by the prefrontal cortex, the brain's management system. And here's the twist. Sleep deprivation weakens this system dramatically. Studies shows that even moderate sleep loss reduces attentional vigilance. In lab studies, sleep-deprived participants perform like mildly intoxicated individuals. Before blaming TikTok, we might ask, how many students are running on 5 hours of sleep? Psychologist explains that anxiety consumes working memory capacity. Think of working memory as a small table. If it's already covered with stress and deadlines, there's little room left for sustained focus. Distraction may not come from scrolling, but from cognitive overload. When lectures overload students with dense slides, complex instructions, and constant assessment, attention collapses, even in phone-free classrooms. Schools criticize social media for fragmenting attention. Yet students constantly switch between LMS platforms, email alerts, group chats, and online submissions. A famous study found that heavy media multitaskers show reduced cognitive control. But what if institutions normalize multitasking too? The evidence suggests something important. Attention is not a single variable problem, it is an ecosystem. Social media is just one force among many. Blaming social media alone is intellectually comforting. Attention is not collapsing because of one app. It is being shaped by a network of pressures, and systemic problems require systemic thinking. If attention is shaped by a complex ecosystem, why does public discourse keep telling a simpler story? Why does the narrative keep returning to one villain? Television was accused of shrinking attention. Video games were said to destroy focus. This cycle reflects what sociologists call moral panic, a tendency to frame new cultural forms as threats to youth and society. This does not mean social media has no impact. It means we must question whether we are witnessing a unique crisis or a familiar pattern of generational anxiety. If attention challenges are systemic, our response must also be systemic. Redesign instructional pacing, reduce unnecessary cognitive load, reconsider assessment intensity, support sleep and mental health, teach students how attention works, so they can regulate it intentionally. The question is not, how do we eliminate social media? The question is, how do we design environments that sustain attention? Social media matters, but it is not the whole story. Attention is not collapsing in isolation. It is responding to an environment. If we change the environment, we change the outcome.